Thursday, October the 7th, 2021, and today I'm back on Saturday Walkers Club duty. First time in about 19 months. Well, excepting the few I did up my way, rewalks. This is a walk, surprisingly, that I haven't done previously, from Hever to Ashurst, swcwalks175, which is around 10 miles, and may well be why I haven't done it previously. May have been deemed not to have been long enough back in the day. But now, as I have to travel a couple of hours to get here, this is about the distance that seems to fit in with daylight. So, my first long train journey post-COVID. A little bit dubious, but not too busy. Masks being worn, unlike on my trip to Thetford, but you do feel the need to do so on these trains. More people for sure, and always the epicentre of an outbreak. So it's a grey day, but the reason I've done it today and not yesterday when it was a lot sunnier is because it's still, and that helps commentary. So it's around noon, should be done by around 5 at the latest. Certainly need to be done by then because of the 16:56 train back. So let's hope I'm on board it. The terrain is almost invariably going to be muddy. We've had a bit of rain lately, and I expect to see cattle, just part and parcel of the Weald, which is one of my favourite areas, as regular viewers will know. I will be following instructions as well, as opposed to using the GPX track. Yeah, so let's see how I get on. It's just like the old days today. So straight away, take this footpath next to platform 1, having crossed over a footbridge, and upwards and onwards. Next to some new banking works here. Do not continue that way, but apparently take a sharp right here. Following the Eden Valley Way, rather battered sign there, so things haven't improved with Kent County Council, despite what I read in South East Walker, the Ramblers newspaper. I'll have to get on to them about that. And you come out into this field, and I can smell cattle already. Pretty amazing. Got a nose like a bloodhound, me. So there you go. Finger post knocked over as well, and in the very distance, as I suspected, 2 minutes into the walk and there's a load of cattle. So managed to avoid that herd. There's a stile here, but no need for that today. The gate's open, and another herd over in the far corner. I think the farmer's just been around to feed them, which is lucky for me, because both herds seem to be very busy feeding in their respective corners. Passing the pond on my right, referred to in the text. Passing the farm buildings of Lydens farm on the map. Then you come off the farm track here, do a sharp left into the hedges through what appears to be someone's garden or allotments. Approaching a nice oast conversion here. Passing Lydens barn on my left, a nice barn conversion. Coming out onto an apparently quiet lane here for 700 metres of road walking. Do not take the path immediately opposite. Well, just a bit to the left. But already I've passed 2 cars on this quiet lane. Exactly 1 mile in, across the busy B2026 here. And what a start, eh? We haven't even had much rain. And this is flooded, as you can see. That gate, the water's up to its bottom bar. So I've reported that flooding on Pathwatch app and taken the field adjacent to the flooding, hopped over the gate and found a very small break in the hedge here, which isn't ideal, trespassing and all that, but it's better than getting your feet soaked at this early stage in the walk. So hopefully, although I doubt it very much with Kent County Council's history, that flooding will get fixed. But let's see. And here's another example of why I don't like Kent County Council. No issue with styles, but there's just too many of them down in this county, and there doesn't need to be. You know, I've been walking this area now for a dozen years, and they're just not up to speed. Shurnden Farm, I'm guessing, on my left there, per the map. It's incredibly balmy today. The result being of this still air. But as I say, thankfully no rain forecast today. But as you can hear, plenty of jet noise again. Presumably Gatwick. Now that the government have opened up, I think it was another 50 countries yesterday. Do a left here at this juncture, up the lane, past an old mill pond, which as you can see is now a private lake, for fishing no doubt, hidden down there beyond the other side of the trees. Christmas Place, and the mill was Christmas Mill, which I didn't get to see. Okay, at this juncture, don't do a left with the lane, continue straight ahead to Ockham's private residence, following the finger post there. So here we have the larger of the two, or the former mill pond I presume. Do not continue straight ahead, but follow that sign over the stile beside the smaller pond here. Very tranquil at the moment, lovely and still. Bit more bird song coming into hearing. Passing through a field of the preferred sheep. Now, much as I sing the praises of growing trees, and that looks like an ash, that's not the best position for one to be growing. And again, Kent County Council should have removed that. Okay, here's a very recent public notice. Proposed diversion. So Sean, I think's the walk author of this walk, take note. That was dated September 2021. I'm not sure why they want to divert it. Looking back towards a very misty North Downs in the distance. And looking at the walk notes, Sean's already on the case, Well done, Sean. So I take that back, what I said a couple of minutes ago. Clearly he's been on the walk recently, or checking Kent County Council's website. Now following a nice woodland stretch on the edge of this small wood. Once again looking back towards the North Downs, a misty North Downs today. Wonderful. So still and quiet at the moment. Okay, point 10 of the text refers to this new metal deer gate. Continues straight on. Well, it's all well and good saying please leave the gate as found, but I can tell you now that is a cack-handed thing. And as you can see, plenty of room underneath. There's a big gap there, but it's very hard to close because it grazes along the top. You could break your wrist operating this. Typical Kent County Council. Hopeless. This one, by contrast, is smooth as a baby's bum. Easy to operate, no problem. Okay, we're now looking down on Crippenden Manor, where you have a choice of walking. You can either bypass the manor or go through its grounds, which is what I propose doing. A possible good home for lizards, etc. in the warmer months. Looks like the second field gate referred to in the text at point 10 has been removed, because we're now stood on the driveway to Crippenden Manor. So as I'm going via the equestrian centre and Crippenden Manor, do a right here. Okay, pressing the gate release button to continue my progress. So there's a pond ahead of us, a property that way, and our onward journey past these barns here. Onward journey, having just come through the field gate, is down that corner to the right. That is Crippenden Manor, a rather old building which you can learn more about on Google. Crippenden, double P. Well, I don't know what's going on there with that. I mean, it's not a style, it's supposed to be. You have to squeeze past the gap there, so I've reported that on Pathwatch. Do believe the landowner should be responsible for this. So having crossed the small stream behind me, just past the stile, take a right here through this woodland. At this finger post, continue over this bridge. Interesting, the text sends us to the top of this hill here, but the footpath marker takes us left. So I'll stick with the text. See, that's what we need more of, Kent. Looks like there was a stile there once upon a time. Correctly been changed to a gate. Looking back whence I've come, about 330 foot here. And talking of feet, I noticed that today's walk notes, since I last used them, are all in metric distances, meters the lot. Not really appropriate now we've left Europe. The OS do the same, unfortunately, so I've written to them about that as well. Now you should go half right here. There's a footpath diversion sign there telling us to go up the hill. So no indication why there's a diversion, but I better follow it. Does sound like building works. See, that's how much Kent cares about walkers. Divert the footpath and can't even put the posts up properly. They really are a pain in the neck. At least this part of the diversion is clear. Looks like it's to do with a new drive being put in here. Come out onto a decent vista anyway. Albeit a bit grey today. And on this section the onward journey's clear, the grass has been cut. So I don't know how long this diversion's in place for. Not too much inconvenience caused. We're back on track now, headed towards Wealden Manor on the map, through this woodland, lovely mixed woodland, wonderful. Now at point 17 in the text, crossing this plank footbridge with various notices there advising of the diversion, as indicated there. So here we have another bit of Kent County Council's handiwork. The finger post at point 18 in the text has fallen over and just been left with all the directions in the wrong direction. Another path watch report. Well, small problem there, I can't get signal, so lesson learnt for the future. Download Pathwatch maps appropriate to the walk before leaving. Yeah, something I could do on the train, I guess. Anyway, I haven't done that previously, so let's see if that works. Otherwise I'll have to report that back to the Ramblers as well. Do a left here up to, well, following the Sussex border path. Wealden Manor there on my right. Which I don't recall having walked past previously, but I may well have done in years gone by, and it's just slipped my aging memory. Now a couple of 100 yards of road walking into Cowden. Amazing, even down here in rural, I think we're East Sussex now, Kent, not sure. They've decimated the hedgerows, taking all the berries out. I just don't understand it. Why not leave it a few months? Do it in January, February when the various charities advise. Plant Life, I think it is. Recommend doing it in January, February when the birds have had all the berries. Unbelievable. Now in Cowden High Street, and for those going for a pub lunch, there is the pub here. The fountain, but as per usual I'll be going left, aiming for the church. St Mary Magdalene. With its bus stop just outside the church gate, which could be a useful refuge in the event of rain, and if the storm porch isn't open in the church. We are exactly 5 miles into the walk, by the way. That's just come up on my GPS, so this is a very convenient halfway house. Rather basic village sign, but reflecting local ironwork, I believe. What a wonderful old stone church this is, eh? Fantastic. The old clock up there, or looks like a bit of new work actually, is correct. Storm porch is open. And there is seating here as well. Presume the church is open then. Indeed it is. Rather musty smell in here. Lovely place, plenty of leaded windows. Look at that woodwork, fantastic. There's the old organ. Okay, let's go and find a pew, outside that is. Okay, 2:15, lunch is served. No dedication this week. This is the best located of the seats in my humble. So 2:45, lunch has been had, time to press on. One parting shot of the church, wonderful. Okay, taking this bridle way to the right, past the overflow cemetery. Okay, we're now crossing back into East Sussex, by all accounts, with Kent Water just underneath this bridge, and we're back on the Sussex border path. Substantial development ahead of us there, and that apparently is Sussex House Farm. Now entering Sweetswood Park golf course. As the notes indicate, it's very poorly signposted getting out of the golf course. In fact, it's only thanks to the GPX trail that I've managed to get back on track. The notes alone wouldn't have got me here, I don't think, good as they are. So we're now back at point 38 in the notes, but thanks to the GPX track, combination of the two is crucial, I feel. Having found the path though, nice section of walking through mixed woodland, Heverson's Wood on the map. Just about to cross the busy A264, and this is the vista behind me, or to my left, as I aim for the stile to leave this field. Now following the pathway up to Chantler's Farm, point 42 of the text. So you need to be careful, don't take the driveway to Chantler's Farm, but just to the left is this woodland path. That's our onward journey. Point 43 of the text, and another bit of luck with the cattle. Can't keep getting this today, it's got to go wrong at some point. Nice new sun house over there behind that fence, next to this small pond. Now entering Coombe Wood. So this point 44, there's a herd of deer up there. It's quite confusing, as the text says. Yeah, alright, J. So it's again thanks to the GPX track that I'm able to work my way out of here. God knows how I used to do all this back in the day when we didn't have GPX, but I did. Just past the gatehouse with its cupolas. Bolbrook Castle with the cupolas there in better view. There's today's death, one grey squirrel less, and the crows already at it. Okay, here we have the Orchard Tea Rooms, the last refreshment stop before Ashurst station. A number of other functions going on here as well. Now need to cross this busy B road. Now leave the B road, joining this public bridleway. Passing Perry Hill Oast. This gate, not shortly, or not too far from Millwood Farmhouse, doesn't work. You can't move the latch there. Unbelievable, isn't it, really? Next to this line of poplars. Pretty decent vista though, once you do get over it. Wonderful view there from the little bench behind me. That is Ashdown Forest. Can still hear traffic noise somewhere though to my right. Okay, I'm now back at Ashurst station with the River Medway down there on my right. And unfortunately I wasn't able to film much of the last mile really because I was up against the clock. I've now got 5 minutes until the train arrives, so was pushing it. So that was a very decent walk, which I made 10.7 miles, 4 hours 15. Typical Wealden wonder that. I will be doing a number of these walks over the coming months despite the poor soil condition, simply because I want to avoid travelling on the underground at the moment, and it's easy to get down here directly changing at East Croydon. Clearly that opens up other areas of Kent, East Sussex, and I can even do some from Waterloo walking from Blackfriars, but certainly not the West Country ones at the moment. So yeah, that was free walk as I call it, 157 completed, swcwalk175, and a nice welcome return after an absence last week because of the winds. Just too windy to film really. So hopefully, I know we're going to get a lot more wind in the next few weeks, but that was very nice. Good to be back. Good to be back doing the old routine really. So until next time, cheers.